Hey everybody! Today we're going to be talking about the metric units of capacity. Now, the first question you might have for me is, Mr. Pratt, what is capacity? What do you mean by that weird word? Well, I'm glad you asked. What is capacity? When I'm talking about capacity, it's quite simple. I'm actually just talking about the amount of liquid a container can hold. Whether that be the little cup you're drinking out of, or whether it be your gallon of milk in the fridge, or whatever it is, we're talking about the amount of liquid a container can hold. So let's look for a minute. Here are a bunch of containers that have liquid in them. Okay, I'm going to give myself a little board to write on over here. Shoop. These ones right, let's see. Let's get a line. With an arrow. So these ones right here, this size. If your parents let you get a drink, that's probably the size they let you get. They don't let you get these bigger ones there. That type of drink is 20 OZ. Do you remember what that OZ is? 20 ounces. Okay, so a 20-ounce drink. Now, ounces is not metric. Ounces came from our customary measurement. But I just wanted to get this here to give you the idea. If we talk about these bigger ones down here, these ones here, I'm going to point directly at, Mr. Pratt's drink of choice. That is 1 liter. Okay? So those are the liter bottles, just to give you a picture in your mind as to what we're dealing with here when we're talking about a liter. Now I want to zoom in on that section right there. We're going to zoom in down on those liters. Boom. Okay, that liter bottle of soda there is the unit we're going to be working with for the majority of capacity. There really are only 2 units of capacity that we're going to worry about this year. Okay, the first of those is the liter. Now, a liter, if we use that in comparison to the metric, I'm going to draw a squiggly equal sign. That means about. A liter is about. That's not what I wanted to do. Click off of that. I want to move that guy down a little bit. Sorry. Squirrel. A liter, if we compare that to the capacity, is about a quart. Now a liter is a little bit bigger than a quart because you're talking probably 1 1/10 of a quart equals a liter. But that gives you the rough comparison to what you're used to. Remember, 4 cups in a quart, 4 quarts in a gallon. With that being said, we also know a liter then is also equal to about 4 cups. So now that we've got in our mind a liter, let's talk about the other unit of measure we need to worry about this year. If we have a liter is about that gigantic bottle, then a milliliter, we're missing a parenthesis here. A milliliter, if you remember that milli, what does milli mean? Milli means 1/1000th. So that means 1 liter is equal to 1,000. Ooh, my awesome handwriting. Be jealous. 1,000 milliliters. Okay, now think about that. If that big bottle is equal to 1,000 milliliters, how big is a milliliter going to be? Well, let me give you an idea. If we're talking about, giving medicine to kids, some of you might have seen one of these before. Some of you might have used one of them before, especially when you were smaller, but you might not remember it. This is a medicine dropper. Now, I'm going to zoom myself in here just a little bit, if it will let me. There we go. Okay, and I've got here, actually, a medicine dropper. So we're going to use this. Now you'll notice this medicine dropper is 5 milliliters. Okay, so if I fill that all the way up. Currently, that has 5 milliliters of liquid in it. So if you want to know how big 1 milliliter is, squeeze. See how much red soda or red liquid? It's just dyed water, not soda. See how much red liquid is in there? Just that little bit. That's like the length of my finger, about, like just like to my first knuckle. Okay, that is 1 milliliter. So it's not very big. Just a little itty bitty bit. It would take 1,000 of these to fill up one of those bigger bottles that you would buy at the gas station. Woo! Splashed on my desk there. Eek! Okay, I also want to give you another idea here. This is not a liter, but this is the size of bottle that I typically buy because you can get them in the 6-pack at the store. Now you'll notice, let's see how well this zooms in. This is 16.9 fluid ounces. Remember, a cup is 8 ounces. So if this is 16.9, this is just a little bit bigger than 2 cups. It's 2 cups and about 2 ounces more. But if you'll notice, 500 milliliters. So this, even this smaller, okay? Now think about that. 500 is how much of 1,000? Okay, it's half. 500 is half of 1,000. So this bottle, the little ones that you can buy in a 6-pack from the store, is half of a liter. Now, a liter then is 1,000 milliliters, 1,000 of those little medicine droppers. I could fit 1,000 of that into that bigger bottle. I could fit 500 of this into here. That's pretty crazy, huh? 500 of these, that red liquid, into this bottle here. Okay? Let's kick me out of the way because we really don't want to look at Mr. Pratt that close, do we? Let's move on just to a couple of practice problems to kind of get the idea of what you're going to be looking at for your homework assignment. Okay, we're going to go fly in there. Now that's a water bottle. Some of you probably have a water bottle like that you would bring to the classroom. Now remember, little itty bitty bit, okay? Is that one of these, or is that going to be a liter? Point at which one do you think? Do you think that's 1 milliliter, or do you think that's 1 liter? Whoop. Is that what you chose? Good job. Okay, let's look at another one. Let's look at another one. The kitchen sink. He packed everything today except for the kitchen sink. Nope, he brought the kitchen sink right there. Okay, now 38 milliliters. So again, do you think that's 38 of these? Or do you think that's 38 liters? Okay, we're talking the whole kitchen sink. If one of those liters is 1,000 milliliters, which of those do you think the kitchen sink is? 38 milliliters or 38 liters? Get your guess. Point at it. Point to your screen. Is that what you guessed? Okay. Last one. Click on my little arrow here and have it bring it up. Good. I positioned it so it would fly above me. I was hoping it would. Okay. Liquid hand soap. Perfect thing to be thinking about this time of year with the whole situation going on. Hopefully you've been using a lot of that. I know social isolation can suck, but here we are and we'll get past it. Teaching from home. It's a different adventure. Anyway, liquid hand soap. Do you think that liquid hand soap is 220 milliliters or do you think it is 220 liters? Now remember, this, my smaller bottle of Mountain Dew, diet if you're ever shopping, wink wink. Anyway, 500 milliliters. 500 milliliters in this smaller bottle. Okay, so do you think that liquid hand soap is 220 milliliters or 220 liters? 220 of those big bottles. Point at what you think. There you go. Okay, so just quick review. Let's come back to here. The two things we talked about in detail today were the liter and the milliliter. Now, the liter would be 2 of these bottles, because this was 500 milliliters. It's the bigger bottle that you can buy at a gas station. And a milliliter, then, is just one little piece, one little line of a medicine dropper. Okay, so the liter is the big bottle, the milliliter is the really little one. It takes 1,000 of those milliliters to fill up a liter. If you got any questions, make sure you hit me up. Otherwise, let's move on to your assignment.